Hey folks, this video introduces Arcade City Core, a new guild we are creating to basically help run the business of Arcade City. First, I want to share with you the thinking behind this. I am overwhelmed trying to run Arcade City corporate largely by myself. Until now, I have been hesitant to recruit additional help for lack of a stable budget. Thanks to the recent listing of ARCD on the decentralized exchange Uniswap, we now have a unit of value, ARCD, our ERC20 token, with which we can pay contributors. ARCD's current price of .0008 values current ARCD treasury holdings at about $7.5 million. Our options for deploying ARCD are limited primarily by the low liquidity of our Uniswap pool. Intelligently dispersing ARCD can result in increased liquidity and price appreciation, which will enable an increasingly large budget. It is now worth creating job openings paid in ARCD if those jobs can directly or indirectly support increased liquidity and price appreciation while fulfilling the operational objectives of Arcade City. Some projects are too scared to be this explicit about the economic incentives powering their projects, but I prefer to just dispense with that and tell you what we're thinking. Here's some available positions, and we may allow people to kind of define their own position and sell us on why we should have something that's not on this list. But generally, we're looking for developers, preferably React Native, or Laravel developers, designers, those could be UI, UX, or graphic designers, project manager, community manager, whether Telegram or maybe Facebook, Discord, driver relations and training, quality assurance, or beta testers, executive assistant, and maybe advisor. We will implement this by dog fooding our products. That means we're going to organize using our own infrastructure. Like, this is a guild. The point of Arcade City is to help organize guilds to provide service. We're not going to be emphasizing Telegram or Facebook. We're going to be emphasizing Arcade City. This team will be organized as an Arcade City guild named Arcade City Core. Membership requires an application submitted via the Arcade City website. Every member will have a position description specifying the details of their contributions, including which metrics they are responsible for increasing. Possible metrics include user signups, revenue, chat activity, guilds created or joined, designs submitted or approved, documentation created, liquidity providers recruited, arcade tokens locked up. There could be all sorts of other metrics that we'll identify over time. Anyone joining Arcade City Core, especially in the first wave of members, has to convince us that the value they're creating for Arcade City, as measured by these metrics, will be worth the tokens that we're paying them. Most people will not be able to convince us of that, and that's fine. You can be involved in Arcade City in other ways. This is for the core team of Arcade City. So on our website now, if you go to arcade.city/core, you will see this form. So watch the intro video before applying. That's this video. Start application. Okay. So you're applying to join a membership cooperative or guild called Arcade City Core. Core is not a company, nor is it connected to any company or other legal entity. It is a peer-to-peer cooperative under the sole jurisdiction of Arcade City. That's how guilds in Arcade City will begin. Guilds have the option of creating a legal entity, but this is kind of starting as any other Arcade City guild would start. The mission of Arcade City Core is to provide operational capacity for the growth of Arcade City. Its members will be expected to perform needed work on a week-by-week basis in exchange for fair compensation in Arcade tokens, the official cryptocurrency of Arcade City. Other guilds that form have the option of, imposing whatever requirements they want on their members, and whatever compensation they want, if any. Maybe it's back-end rev share, maybe it's something related to tokens or membership basis. We want to let guilds determine what works best for them and support them to the best that we can. All right, I understand. All right, my name is Chris Testman. How have you been involved with Arcade City so far? Include any usernames. So since the beginning, I'm Joe Blow on Telegram and AC app. Compensation and hourly availability. So core jobs are paid by the hour in Arcade tokens. The starting rate is 5,000 ARCD per hour, paid weekly. And as either Ethereum fees come down or micropayments become more feasible, we'll kind of speed that up. See the ARCD ETH Uniswap pool for the latest price and USD equivalent. So you can just multiply that ARCD per hour thing times that number right there. And we're going to keep this steady for like at least a few months at a time. Like, let's just say for now, it's through the end of 2020. And, if this goes up, which I suspect that it will, it might begin as a little bit, but then become a lot. We don't know. We'll start with this. If those are the terms, how many hours do you want to work each week? You tell us. We can be flexible, and it can go up and down each week, but there will be a reporting mechanism. Let's see. So which pay position are you most interested in? In the next slide, you'll tell us a bit more about why you'll be good at it and any relevant technical proficiency. So if you say designer, are you familiar with the Adobe suite? If you're a project manager, what software are you familiar with? If you're a developer, what's your tech stack, etc. Why do you want to join? So what is motivating you to join? Cash is not a good answer, but I'm just kind of being funny. Anything else we should know about you? So please don't half-ass this application, or it will go into our special filing cabinet called the trash can. But if we like your application, we will reach out to you. And, thank you for your interest.